quick ad. With Time Twist, you get exciting, bizarre, and significant historical events delivered to your phone every single day. Enjoying this episode? There's so much more in the app. In-depth background info, surprising details, and fresh historical insights every day. You'll find the link in the show notes. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different.
Yeah.
We're zooming right in on a single date, May 8th. And we're going to excavate some of the fascinating layers of history that just happened to unfold on this one day.
A specific date deep dive. Interesting.
Exactly. Think of it as your shortcut, maybe, to being surprisingly well-informed. A kind of rapid-fire tour through pivotal moments, unexpected links across time.
So where did you pull all this from?
We've sifted through historical records, news archives, all sorts of compelling details tied specifically to May 8th across the centuries.
Okay.
And our mission, really, is to unearth the most memorable insights from these events, to offer you a fresh perspective on how the story of our world has, taken shape.
You know, what's really striking when you focus on just one date, like May 8th, it acts almost like a time capsule.
A time capsule, yeah, I like that.
You see these events that seem completely unrelated, but then you put them side by side, and while you start to glimpse these underlying currents, maybe echoes,
right,
it really just underscores how intricate history is, and often pretty unpredictable, too.
Great, let's unpack this time capsule then. Starting with a moment that, irrevocably altered the 20th century. May 8th, 1945.
Victory in Europe Day, VE Day. It's hard to fully grasp the sheer magnitude of that.
Absolutely.
Years of unimaginable suffering, destruction, suddenly giving way to, the sounds of celebration, cheering.
A huge shift.
What the sources really emphasize is this wasn't just, the fighting stopping. It was the collective exhale of an entire continent.
Yeah.
The tangible return of hope. After years of darkness, it really highlights our ability to emerge from even the bleakest times.
It certainly does. And then if we jump forward a few decades, May 8th, 1980, we see a victory of a different kind, but maybe equally profound.
Oh, absolutely. The World Health Organization declaring the global eradication of smallpox.
Eradication. Gone.
Gone. This stands as just a monumental achievement in human history. Think about it, a disease that had cast this shadow over civilizations for centuries.
Yeah, responsible for so much death and suffering.
Untold suffering. And it was completely eliminated through a concerted global effort.
That's the key part, isn't it? The global effort.
It is. The key insight here is the sheer effectiveness of that coordinated international health work, combined with, of course, scientific breakthroughs. It shows what we can achieve when the world actually unites against a common threat like that.
Truly amazing. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, sticking with this theme of overcoming huge challenges. Let's rewind just a bit. May 8th, 1978.
Mount Everest. The first ascent without supplemental oxygen. Reinhold Messner and Peter Habler.
Without oxygen, it still boggles the mind.
This feat truly tested the absolute limits of human endurance. You have to consider the physiological stress of the death zone up there.
Right, where the body just starts shutting down.
Exactly. And imagine facing that without bottled oxygen. It wasn't just physical strength, though that was immense. It was a testament to sheer human will, mental fortitude.
Pushing boundaries.
Completely. Pushing the boundaries of what we even thought was possible. It raises that compelling question, doesn't it? About our fundamental drive to explore, to conquer the seemingly impossible.
From conquering the highest peak on Earth to the soundtrack of a generation reaching its final notes. May 8th, 1970. The release of the Beatles' album, Let It Be.
Let It Be. Yeah. It's so much more than just another album in their catalog, isn't it?
It really feels like it.
It serves as this poignant final chapter for the band that just indelibly shaped pop culture.
And knowing what we know now about the tensions within the band then.
Exactly. Tracks like The Long and Winding Road or Across the Universe, they just take on this extra layer of emotional weight, don't they?
They really do.
If you connect it to the bigger picture, it really signifies not just the end of this iconic band, but maybe the close of a whole distinct era in music history. Though, of course, their influence just goes on and on.
Bittersweet milestone for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears completely now. Something that began with a totally different intention. An accidental icon, you could say, born May 8th, 1886.
Coca-Cola. John Pemberton in Atlanta.
Right.
What's fascinating here is that element of pure serendipity in innovation.
It wasn't meant to be a global drink, was it?
Not at all. It was originally conceived as a headache remedy, a health tonic.
Wow.
And it just unexpectedly transformed into this globally recognized, globally consumed beverage. It really highlights that often unpredictable path of invention, you know?
Yeah.
How something created for one thing can take a completely different route to achieve just massive, lasting global impact. It's quite the story.
From a medicinal concoction to a cinematic powerhouse.
Yeah.
May 8th, 1912.
Yeah.
The founding of Paramount Pictures.
Paramount. Yeah, their contribution to cinema is just immense.
They've been behind so many huge films.
Countless iconic films, things that are just deeply embedded in our shared cultural consciousness now. You know, from classics like The Godfather
Right.
to more recent hits like Forrest Gump. When you think about the power of storytelling through film, Paramount has played a major role in shaping our collective experiences, influencing how we see the world.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move to a more recent and, I think, profoundly hopeful moment. May 8th, 2007.
Northern Ireland. The historic handshake between Ian Paisley and Martin McGuinness.
That image, it really resonated around the world.
It became a global symbol of reconciliation. It demonstrated this remarkable capacity for former adversaries, bitter adversaries, to bridge seemingly insurmountable divides.
After decades of conflict.
The Troubles.
Decades of bitter conflict.
So witnessing these two leaders who had represented opposing sides for so long, seeing them agree to share power as co-leaders, that marked a truly transformative step towards hopefully lasting peace.
A powerful illustration.
It illustrates powerfully that even after really prolonged, deeply entrenched conflict, that shared desire for peace, plus, pragmatic leadership, it can lead to breakthroughs.
It really can. And speaking of breaking down barriers, let's look at May 8th, 2010.
Costa Rica. The inauguration of Laura Chinchilla, the country's first female president.
A significant moment.
Absolutely. Her rise to the highest office wasn't just, a personal triumph for her. It was a significant milestone for gender equality in Latin American politics.
And her background was quite impressive, too.
Yeah, scholar, strategist. It really underscores the diverse paths that can lead to leadership and the importance of, shattering those traditional barriers in political representation.
Okay, shifting gears again. This time, the world of sports. May 8th, 2013. The end of a truly remarkable era in football or soccer for some listeners.
Alex Ferguson retiring from Manchester United.
After more than 26 years.
An incredible tenure, defined by just unparalleled success, an astonishing number of trophies, and this undeniable, almost legendary influence on the sport.
Hard to imagine replacing someone like that.
Exactly. The challenge of succeeding such a dominant, long-serving figure really underscores the profound impact one individual can have on an entire organization, and frankly, the difficulty of sustaining that kind of extraordinary achievement.
A true legend of the game. Okay, let's take a quick look back now, just briefly, at a couple of earlier historical moments from May 8th that really shaped the Americas.
Right. So back in 1846, the Mexican-American War began on May 8th, a conflict that had a really dramatic, lasting impact on the geographical and political boundaries of North America.
Redrawing the map, essentially.
Very much so. And then, centuries earlier, May 8th, 1541, Hernando de Soto and his expedition reached the Mississippi River.
A huge moment in exploration.
A pivotal moment in the European exploration and mapping of the continent. So these events, though they're separated by centuries, they highlight these ongoing processes, don't they? Territorial change, shaping the world map through exploration, and sometimes conflict.
Definitely. Now, May 8th has also seen the birth of some, truly remarkable individuals who've left their mark.
Indeed it has. We celebrate birthdays like David Attenborough.
A global treasure.
Absolutely. His captivating documentaries have brought the wonders and the fragility of the natural world to billions, inspiring, greater understanding and conservation.
Yes.
Harry S. Truman, U.S. president, leading through the end of World War II, the dawn of the Cold War. Critical decisions shaping the post-war world.
A pivotal presidency.
Then there's the economist Friedrich Hayek, Profoundly influential, his ideas on free markets shaping modern economic and political thought.
Right.
Nobel laureate Robert Horvitz, his groundbreaking research on programmed cell death, it's fundamental to our understanding of development and disease.
Wow.
And, maybe on a different note, the hugely popular singer Enrique Iglesias, his music reaching audiences across the globe.
That's quite a diverse group.
It really showcases the breadth of human talent and its lasting contributions, doesn't it?
It does, though on a more somber note, May 8th also marks a tragic loss for science, back in 1794.
The execution of Antoine Lavoisier, widely regarded as the father of modern chemistry, during the French Revolution.
The irony.
It's stark, isn't it? A sobering reminder of how even periods of radical change, supposed progress like the Revolution, can tragically silence brilliant minds.
His contributions were foundational.
Absolutely fundamental. Our understanding of matter, chemical reactions, it makes his loss particularly poignant, especially during an era proclaiming the triumph of reason. It just underscores the fragility of intellectual progress when faced with political upheaval.
A real tragedy. Okay, finally, let's just touch on a few, maybe more quirky or curious events that also happened on May 8th throughout history.
Yeah, these smaller events are often intriguing because they sometimes mirror larger cultural or technological shifts,
Like what?
Well, 1976, the opening of the first looping roller coaster.
Physics meets thrill-seeking.
Exactly. It reflects our enduring fascination with pushing physical boundaries, seeking thrills, applying physics for pure entertainment.
What else?
The unveiling of the Thames Barrier in London, 1984. A remarkable feat of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity in protecting against, the forces of nature.
A vital piece of infrastructure.
Then there's the premiere of Easy Rider at the Cannes Film Festival in 1969.
Huge cultural impact, that film.
A pivotal moment for independent cinema, capturing the whole spirit of the counterculture movement, influencing filmmaking for decades. And one more, the discovery of Herod the Great's tomb, announced in 2007.
Wow, relatively recently.
Yeah, a compelling reminder that history isn't just a closed book. It continues to yield new revelations about the past. Archaeology keeps turning things up.
So, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the tapestry of May 8th, it's pretty clear, isn't it? This single day offers a really fascinating cross-section of human history.
It really does.
We've seen triumphs, tragedies, moments of profound transformation, surprising intersections across just a remarkable range of fields.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And what you hopefully take away from this exploration is maybe a deeper appreciation for the fact that history isn't just static. It's not just a collection of dates and facts you memorize.
Right.
It's a vibrant, interconnected narrative. Even a seemingly ordinary date on the calendar, like May 8th, can hold this wealth of significant stories that, well, they continue to shape the world we live in today.
And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Considering this snapshot of May 8th with its mix of really pivotal events and maybe more everyday occurrences, what seemingly unremarkable day in the future might hold equally significant, equally unexpected turning points?
That's a good question.
It really prompts you to ponder that constant flow of history, doesn't it? And the latent potential hidden within any given moment. Thanks for exploring the depths of May 8th with us.